So, I wanted to take some time out of your day and my day to talk about this Bright movie that critics are bashing. But, like I previously told you, I don't give a damn what a critic says, alright? F them, alright? I watched the movie twice. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, I did. I mean, it's not great, it's not terrible, not terrible at all, So, I wanted to talk about some of the things I noticed in the movie. First thing I noticed is that, and if I look away, I got some notes I want to go over. So, fairies are similar to animals apparently, because Will Smith killed that fairy with that broom like nothing. Smashed it. I don't even know if people kill animals like that. Maybe bugs. He smashed it like a bug. They ain't got no PETA or nothing. And right, save fairies. They lives don't matter. Fairy lives don't matter. Sheesh. And then his neighbor, the one black dude that was like, oh, he got a fine ass wife too. Check out my crazy ass neighbor. I'm telling you, he plays the same role in every movie. Couldn't find his name. I couldn't find a picture of him. But if I do find it, I will post it when I post this video. But he plays the same role. He's always some type of thug ass, gangsta ass nigga in every movie. Alright? He don't change his role. And then speaking of that dude, he's living right next to a cop. And he got a open container while he's talking to the cop. He ain't gonna say nothing about it. He just got an open container. So whatever, I guess. But I knew this movie was up to something when, excuse me, Will Smith was talking to his daughter as she was packing, and they was talking about Jacoby, his orc partner, and Will Smith said, "Orcs are not dumb. All of the races are different. Just because they're different doesn't mean that anyone is smarter or dumber or better or worse than anybody. Everybody's just trying to get along and have a good life." Now, when he said that, I was like, listen, that is some social dialogue that is relevant to today. All the high intensity, uh, race. How do I want to word this? The high intensity of the racial dynamic in America today with the current politics. So when I knew he said that to his daughter, this is going to be it's going to have a lot of social commentary and social political undertones throughout the movie. Because that's true, though, what he said. I mean, it applies to black people, to white people, and everybody's just trying to get along, but tension's high right now. Also, in that same scene, I thought it was funny that his little girl she was packing, but she was packing all the stuffed animals. That usually happens with kids. Hey, go pack some clothes to go to your grandma's. They don't pack no clothes. They might throw a shirt in there and the rest of toys. I thought that was funny. And then you get a lot of. This movie had a good portion of sentimental moments. When he's kneeling in his hallway talking to his daughter. She gets upset. She says she doesn't want him to die because everybody hates policemen. And that's another, societal undertone in the movie that, the tension with cops right now. A lot of unarmed killings and people have their resentment towards cops right now. I felt that was another one, which is true. It was relatable to today's atmosphere. I seen it. And then when they was driving, they went through Elf Town, which Will Smith is a bunch of rich ass elves running the world and shopping. Those are your blue collar citizens right there, the elves. The elves were the rich people. And there wasn't no black elves. Let's get that clear. I didn't see a black elf. You seen a black elf? Please tell me you seen a black elf in the comment section below. You had things like, they kept messing with Jacoby, the locker conversation. The one dude said, my ancestors killed him by the thousands. So when the white dude said that, my ancestors killed him by the thousands, that kind of reminded me of when English settlers came to America and slaughtered the Indians. Maybe I'm tripping, but that's kind of what it made me thought of. And then they were just hazing Jacoby because he's different. Not because he's like a freshman on a sports team. It was hazing because he was different. He was different than everybody else, so they treated him like he was below them. It's one of the funding elements of racism, in case you haven't experienced it. Then you had the orcs were the homies on the block. So the orcs, either they was reminding me of like the black people, You know, they want to always portray black people as, thugs and gangsters. So that's what the orcs, or Hispanics too, or Puerto Ricans, so the orcs were the homies on the block, the Negroes. And they were strong as shit too. You see him lifting that car up for that ball. You couldn't just have that midget climb under and get it. He lifted the whole car up. Lifted the car up. Damn, those mothers are strong. And then did y'all notice the centaur? So when they was beating that orc down in the street, his centaur was rolling in the background. They was beating the orc up. See, if the orcs were the black people, then that was, symbolic of police brutality on African Americans. Am I tripping? Maybe. And then what was weird was the dude that was swinging the sword, the dirty homeless dude. He talked normal. Then all of a sudden, when he spoke Orcish, he had a deep ass voice. Like, where'd that deep ass voice come from? And then you had, it had some typical cop moments, where they was trying to get Ward to, narc or wear a wire to get Jacoby to confess so they can get him out of police force. And then when they was walking out, those magic police was coming in and they seen Jacoby. And then they said, orc cop, that's like an elf with a mop. It rhymes. Bars, nigga. But it said the feds don't care about the LA orc community. That reminded me when they said that like the police don't care about the LA African American community because, LA don't have a good reputation. LA police and African American community don't have a good relationship. So that's another thing that reminded me of, racial undertones in the movie. That was another example. You had the magic task force or the magic feds. I thought that was weird. Maybe unnecessary. Like, why do you need a special task force? If there's if the world is already the way it is and bright, why do you need a special task force for magic? Like, when you already have, police, then you would have, the feds would already know about it. Like, why they gotta have a special division? I don't know. The Inferni were renegade elves. And they always talked about the Dark Lord. One of the things this movie did is that you could tell, and I seen this somewhere else and I agreed with it, that you could tell Bright was wrote. This movie was wrote for there to be a second part because they left a lot of stuff out. So like they try to, and David Ayers did this with Suicide Squad. Like they try to hint at it, like for the opening scenes with the graffiti, and talk about the orcs history and the Dark Lord. Like they would hint at it. But they never really gave you an explanation. Or like, the white dude said, hey, my ancestors fought them thousands of years ago. Like, there's really no explanation. They just hint at it. That way, in Bright 2, which you're already writing, they can go back and give you an explanation on there. Which, it was okay, I get it. But I would have liked to see a little bit more explanation in the movie on there. But it had good comedy moments too, like when he was getting shot at, Will Smith asked the orc, hey, you got any hoes? He's like, nah, just the ones I'm born with. Or how the hell can that orc make a shootout awkward? So it had its good comedic moments, it had me laughing in there. I thought the girl on the wall was weird, where she was like tied up with those wings. I thought that was awkward. I didn't get that at all. And then you had a typical cop movie. You had dirty cops, and then Jacoby letting the orc go. I kind of had a feeling that was going to come full circle, And then when they was in the in the bathroom after the shootout, Will Smith said, do you know what it feels like when you? Oh no, Jacoby did. Do you know what it's like when your own people hate you? That was a deep moment. I mean, shoot. Black people go through that all the time, Black on black crime didn't come from nowhere, The different gangs and things like that, and we hate on ourselves more than anybody else, So I can fully get that, or even, with the shade of your skin, You treat people different from the shade of your skin. Even black people treat other black people, whether you're lighter or darker. You treat them different. It's true. A couple cool things. I thought the slow motion shooting scene and the slow motion crash, I thought those were pretty cool. Especially the shooting scene when they zoomed in on Will Smith. He was shooting. He lit those mugs up. I thought that was pretty cool. There was a dragon. So was it Cersei's dragon? I don't know. Cersei, Game of Thrones. Come on, guys. And then I don't know why they did the Hispanic family like that. That was unnecessary, especially to the baby. Come on, man. And another funny moment when they're in the shootout with the gang members. Will Smith says, "You want to die? Hey, let's go ahead and do it. Titty bar gunfight, die." I just wish your ass was a better shot. That shit was funny, you know. And then the Inferni elves, there was 3 of them. The one bald dude looked like Hitman, like off the video game. But those mugs, they killed everybody. Just 3 of them. They killed them. They hacked the cell phone towers. They tracked them to the gas station fast. They did it fast. They weren't playing. They killed everybody in the bar, splattered their blood, and they killed all the cops easy. And they hella athletic. You know. And in that same bathroom scene with Will Smith, they talked about, you know, why would you want to die for a world that doesn't care about you? Well, that's true, man. A lot of that stuff resonates with a lot of people, you know. And them elves also were hella athletic. Did you see all the flipping they were doing? They was just flipping their asses off. Towards the end of the movie, when they got to the orc leader, you know, he said he organized his community because he seen they were out of whack. That reminded me of the Black Panthers. Because, you know, Black Panthers, everybody thinks that Black Panthers were, you know, a movement for black people to retaliate against racism. Black Panthers were organized to help defend the community and make it prosper, which is what that work leader reminded me of when he said that. But I knew something was up with his son, the way they kept looking on him, putting the camera on him, he kept doing this. Like, I was something's up with you. I didn't recognize him for the flashback scene, though. But I didn't think they were actually going to kill Jacoby. That caught me off guard. I thought they were going to, you know, like Training Day, you know, where he had him in the tub. Then he figured out that he saved his niece. I thought when he figured out he saved his son, you know, he was going to pull the curtain back on the tub and let him out the tub. Nah, he blasted him in his back, killed him. Spoilers, my bad, y'all, if you ain't seen the movie. But Will Smith went out talking shit. That's probably what I would have done, too. I ain't going to beg. And then they talked about a prophecy. That's another thing I'm confused about. They just hinted what prophecy. You don't know what prophecy they're talking about, you know. And then when the girl was talking, you know, she started getting the black stuff on her. Like, what took him so long to notice the black stuff growing on her face? You know, then she talked about the shield of light in the pool. You just see it. You don't know what it is. It's just the light. I don't know what it is. It healed her, okay, but what is it? You know, they just glossed over a lot of stuff, you know. And then I don't get how the one, after Jacoby shot the one elf, how she came back to life, because he blew her chest away. I don't know how she came back to life. And then how did she know, Tika? How did she always know the elves were coming? Like, they didn't give you, like, how you know these elves are coming? Like, she always knew they're on their way, they're coming. Like, how do you know that? You know? And then Jacoby was getting lynched. He was getting lynched. So, if the orcs represent the black people, he's getting lynched. I don't know why. What was the point of that? But, you know, that's always, black people always gonna think that, where if you're portraying them in a movie with something else and then he gets lynched, it's always gonna kind of hit a certain note for you. You know what I'm saying? But his ass was hanging for a long time. I don't know how he didn't die. So, and you could kind of figure that, you know, Will Smith was going to end up being a bright. Like, he's the star of the movie. He grabbed her one. I don't know why he was going to sacrifice himself to kill her. Like, he was going to kill everybody. Like, he didn't even ask nobody else's permission to kill him. He was just going to grab the wand and dust everybody off. How you know the other two were brights? How would it have killed them? Because they can hold the wand, so why would they get blown away? But you knew Will Smith was going to end up being a bright, and he wasn't going to get blown away on there. You knew that. You knew it. So it was kind of foreseen on there. But, yeah, then at the end of the movie, he saves him. Dude gets blooded. The other orcs holler. It was kind of a hype moment. It was cool. And then the one dude on the Magic Task Force, when the building blows up, he says, "There's a Bright in there." How the hell did you know there was a Bright in there? Because the building blew up. How did you know that? I don't know. But listen, what I say really don't matter. Watch the movie for yourself and make your own assessment, okay? You know, when you look on, you know, different sites, like I always say, dumbass Rotten Tomatoes, you know what I'm saying? When you look on there, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 27%, so the critics hated it, but the audience gives it an 89. So I'm trying to tell you, I don't care about what critics say. Nobody cares about a critic. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. People watch movies, they'll make their own assessment, and they'll like the movies if they like them. Like, Bright is not bad. Check Bright out. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty good. And it's entertaining at least. The wand, I thought the wand was dope as shit because it glowed, it made a vibrating noise, and it would drip. I thought it was pretty cool. I personally thought the wand was cool as shit. You get your classic Will Smith in there, like I seen this somewhere else, that, you know, he's serious when he needs to be serious. He's dramatic at the right moments, but he still makes you laugh because he's Will Smith. He's a great actor, A-list actor. And then Joe Edgerton, he did a great job with the orc, like just his mannerisms. So like his voice made you think that it was an orc. He had his whole shoulders hunched up, you know, walking, and he did a great job of, you know, playing the naive rookie, wet behind the ears cop, you know, because, you know, he told Will Smith, you know, I want to be like you. You know, you make the right decisions. And Will Smith says, I used to be like you. I used to want to change the world. They had a good dynamic back and forth. They had good chemistry back and forth. I really like that a lot. But they both did good portraying the role. But he looked like an orc. He acted like an orc. Like if orcs were real, you know, I would believe his interpretation of them. But, you know, I give it a solid B. I give it a B. And it was entertaining. You know, you can tell they're going to do a part 2. I'll watch part 2. It was Netflix's most expensive movie. I don't know if they made their money back. Will Smith probably got the majority of it. You know, and I'm starting to get the feel for like a David Ayers movie. So, I mean, you can kind of start to tell when he makes a movie. You know what I'm saying? But no, it was good. Check it out. You'll like it. People will like it. You know. I seen Chance the Rapper. You know, because we know we're talking about, you know, social, economic, and racial commentary throughout the movie. Chance the Rapper tweeted, I found the way they tried to illustrate Americans' racism through the mystical creatures to be a little shallow. I don't know how it was shallow. I thought it was more symbolic. You know, then he said something about the orc that was lynched. And then, you know, one dude responded and said, you know, it's trying to create a dialogue. And Chance the Rapper said, I genuinely dislike the idea that talking about acceptance of people's differences is a solution to racism. There are a system of laws in effect that completely leave out these dialogues. And I believe they're intentionally deflected to keep it poetic. I don't know what it means, poetic. Maybe systematic is a word I would have used. But it's true. Talking about it's not going to change it. But it's a movie to make you think. When I first watch movies, I don't go in there with any expectations. Well, certain expectations I do. But I really don't start thinking about it until I watch it a second time. But you can notice something new each time you watch a movie, which is what I did the second time I watched it. So, in conclusion, this video is a lot longer than my normal ones. I apologize. Leave your comments or suggestions down below. Let me know what y'all thought about my review. If you liked my review of Bright, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I got 8 subscribers. I'm trying to get 10. 10 is my goal. Alright? Every little bit at a time. But yeah, thanks. Appreciate y'all. I'm about a couple days past due for posting this. I hope you have a good New Year's. Drive safe. Don't drink and drive, because if you get arrested, I'm not bailing you out. Peace.